Hello friends, I'm Hardik Patel. Welcome back to our Tech channel. In this video, we are going to talk about template method pattern. So this is another pattern in the series of design patterns in Python. So let's get started. So what is template method pattern? So this is one of the design patterns which comes under the behavioral design pattern category, which changes the behavior of subclasses. So in this pattern, basically there is a base class, and you can say one algorithm you are defining, and in that algorithm you are defining two three methods, and there is one more method that is calling these other three methods, which is executing all the steps in sequence. So let me put you in the words in a different way, that there is a making process of something, and you are dividing into five steps, right? And you know that you need to execute all five steps in a certain manner, right? So what you are doing here, that you are writing one base class where you are defining, not defining, but you are just declaring abstract methods of this all five steps, right? And there is a sixth method which is going to execute all five methods in a sequence that you already know in which sequence you need to execute, right? So basically there are, what can I say, there are primitive operations which you want to execute in this algorithm in a certain manner, and that process you already know, so you already defined that method, and that method is called template method. Okay, so definitely we are going to go through an example so you'll understand better. So let me give you an example of 3 days trip. Okay, so there is a tour planner or trip planner are there, and what they are doing, that they have 3 days trip. Okay, so I am just taking an example of 3 days trip. So there are 3 days, right? So as we are saying that 3 days trip, that means there are 3 days of itinerary is required. So what you are going to do on those 3 days, that is up to the different places, right? If someone is going north side, then that might be a different activities on in all 3 days. Same way, if you go into the south, that will be also different, right? So what here we are going to do, that we are going to write base class that is called 3 days trip. Okay, and inside that what we are going to do, there are five steps. First, transport to target place, I mean destination, right? So there is one method, that is transport. So let me show you here itself in the screen, that you can see here that transport method is there, which is abstract method. So so why we are doing this, all these three steps you will understand later in the subclasses. Okay, so this is the transport method, then day one method, day two method, day three method, and then last one is back to home. And this method is sorry, the spelling mistake. Okay, so this is the sequence, the way trip is going to execute, right? So first transportation will be done, then what you are going to do on the day one, that will be executed here, but you don't know right now because this is base class, this is just defining the algorithm. Now you want to use this class for different trips, right? So this is the base class here, and then actual trip is going to be handled here, right? This is concrete class which is going to be used by tour planners or trip planner. Okay, so what they are doing, that they are inheriting this class. Okay, and as you can see here, all five methods are overridden, right? And as you can see, this method is not here because we don't need to implement again, right? Certainly you can do that if you want to make some changes, but yeah, so if you want to do before this transport and after the back to home, then only it can be happen, right? Otherwise these steps are already here. If you want to do some changes in transport, then definitely you are doing here, because there is no other definition available for this south trip. This is the only place where you are going to write a definition for transporting, right? So what I am doing here, that I am just adding the print statement so you can understand. So for the south trip, we are allowing customers to go by train, right, and check into the hotel. So that is the transport part. Then day one, enjoy the hotel beach whole day. Okay, so then same way day two, day three, right? So and then last back to home, check out and go home by air. So this is the trip for south side. So first go by train and then in the last you come back by air. All right, and there is north trip where you are differentiating this transport method. For this particular north trip, there you are not going by train, but instead you are defining that you need to go by air and check into the hotel. All right, so same way, just these are the steps you can modify here and make your own trip class, so that can be used by uh, tour planner. Okay, and how this trip planner will use this method. So certainly the maybe receptionist or anyone who is taking care of customers going to ask which place you want to go, right? So for now I'm just, for the simplicity, I just used side north and south. So if someone says north, then only north trip class will be called, and then I'll just call this internet method. So what it does, it will just give me whole things. Let me execute this so you can understand. All right, so Python 3 and then template pattern. Okay, so where do you want to go? So what I say that I just want to go north. All right, so as you can see, trip is started, then go by air, check into the hotel, then day 1, day 2, day 3, what you are going to do, everything is mentioned here, right? And then in last, check out and go home by air. So this is just an example, so you can understand that whatever you want to do with a specific trip, that you can do, right? So this is just base class where you need to define, or sorry, declare the steps which needs to be executed. So right, certainly another example I would like to say, that is, and I'm not going to show here because I'll say that unit test, if you are familiar with unit test cases or maybe any selenium test where we have certain methods are there which needs to be executed in the sequence. Okay, so first tier up and tier down, right? So tier up is like whenever any test case is executed, so what needs to be done before test case, that will be written in the tier up class. And then in last, when the test case is completely executed, then tier down method is there, which also you need to define what you want to do for that particular test case. So that is just a template, the tier up, then run method, and then tier down. So these three methods you need to write, but the sequence of the execution, all the three steps are already defined in the parent method, that is called test case method maybe, right? So this is just a vague way, I just want to explain that this template method pattern is mostly you have used in the your experience or maybe in your academic projects, anywhere. Okay, so there are few advantages of this template method pattern, like duplication is not there, right? So code duplication will be reduced, then code reusability will be increased, right? And yes, there is one more benefit of this, that is you can customize the step of any algorithm. So this is just an abstract class, but definitely some in some manner that might be some steps are already written here, those are called default steps, right? So if someone doesn't extend or doesn't override this method, then at least certain statements should be executed for that particular algorithm, then that is called default statements are also there. So yeah, so you can customize some steps of any algorithm, so that is benefits. But yes, whenever you see advantages, there are none to minor disadvantages are always there. One disadvantage of this, that is debugging becomes sometimes tedious because uh, execution of whole algorithm most of the time is going to be done by this template method itself, right? So sometimes it becomes a little bit tedious when the algorithm is little bit complex. And yeah, so that can be solved by some proper error handling and everything, right? And there is another disadvantage of that, is that once this program or algorithm grow with a few changes, minor to higher level changes, right? So in that case also maintainability becomes a little bit harder, right? So those are the two minor disadvantages, but yes, these are the disadvantages you will get once this is going to be used in your program. That's pretty much from this video. I'll come back with another design pattern very soon. Thank you very much for watching this video, and yes, please like this video and share with your friends, whoever wants to learn about design patterns, right? And yeah, so that will help me also growing in this channel. Thank you very much, and see you soon in the next video.